Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our official first day of Lift to Get Lean. I am so excited to check in with all of you this morning. It looks like it was an amazing weekend. Your food prep is on point. And I want to talk about that really briefly. So you saw the way that Leanne does it. She's got her process because of her lifestyle, right? The way that she's out the door early in the morning, works all day long, potentially teaches a class at night. So she's got to have a lot of things ready. So my situation is a little bit different. The way I like to meal prep is I have my plan in place. I know I'm going to eat each day for the most part. I get my recipes. I see what I have in my house, what I need to get from the store. Whatever I need to get from the store, I go get from the store. And then the way I prep my lunches is I typically have leftovers from the night before. So it's a little less overwhelming, but also since I work from home, that's just the nature of the process that I need to use. If my schedule changes and I'm more busy, I will do something more like Leanne, but right now, like last night I made that Dijon chicken, so tonight this afternoon I'm having Dijon chicken for lunch. So there's not just one way to do it, there's all kinds of ways. And those of you who are really, really busy, I would strongly suggest that you look into a meal prep service. If you can invest in that, you might even find that you're spending less on the individual meals that you buy from a meal prep service than you are from buying all the ingredients for the items that you need to make ahead of time. And also time is money. So it's actually a pretty good investment. Now that being said, I really want to congratulate you and honor you for being so committed to the program already, for showing up, for sharing, for asking the questions, and for supporting your other teammates. That's huge. Know that you've already made progress towards your goals. Now, if you saw this morning's post, you might potentially be thinking, what on earth does this have to do with fitness and nutrition? And to be honest with you, it has everything to do with fitness and nutrition, because we can't change for good our fitness and our nutrition habits if we don't really change from the inside, if we're not really sure about what is going on, about the way that we think, about the way that we act, about the recurring things that we do and the recurring things that we say to ourselves. So this morning I asked you, I'm just going to go over these real quickly and tell you why it's important. What is it that you really want to achieve through Lift to Get Lean? What are you trying to do here? What do you really want? And explore that deeper desire. What's motivating you to actually do this program? And that's actually going to be our big talk, our whys today. And then number 2, why have you not achieved your goals yet? Is something holding you back? Are you holding you back? Is it simply a recurring thought that you have? Like you keep telling yourself, I'm never going to be able to do this. If you keep saying that to yourself, that's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You're not ever going to be able to do it. I'm too tired, I'm too lazy, things like that. I'm never gonna lose this weight. You have to change the way that you think. Or maybe it's support you're not getting at home. Maybe it's a toxic environment at work. But why have you not reached your goals yet? This is so much fun to think about, this third question. What awesome things might happen if you did make progress? How would you feel? How would you look? What things would you be doing differently? How would you show up a little bit differently in your life? And then number 4, and we'll dive deeper into this, but what specific things in your daily life will show you that you are on the right track? How do you know that you're actually getting where you want to be? How does it look a little bit different? What specific things are happening there? And then 5, how will you know if you're doing a good job or that you're making progress? Is it simply the weight, the number that you see on a scale? Is it the way that your clothes fit? Is it the way that you move? Is it the way that you feel? Is it a combination of these things? And what specific real life things are going to be different? And another question that's not in this post, but I really want you to think about is, what if I don't change? What if on January, whatever today is, 5th, 6th of 2020, what if I'm in the same spot I'm at right now? How is that going to feel? and really start to think about, okay, how does it feel if I'm not going to change from that same spot versus how it feels to having to like put some effort into making change. They're both going to bring up a little bit of resistance, but which resistance are you willing to deal with? Which set of emotions are you okay with feeling, right? So what would happen if you just say exactly the same? Something to think about, like, and you signed up for a reason, but if you signed up for a reason, but in a year from now, you're still in the same spot, like, see how that might feel a little, I don't know, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but it could feel a certain way, and that could motivate you to really take action. Now, into our real talk for the day, we're talking about the 5 whys. If you are a veteran Lift to Get Leaner, you have done this exercise before, but I really recommend doing it each time because your why might change, and we need to stay clear. We want to stay clear on why I signed up for this program, what is truly important to me. So last week I asked you, are you ready, willing, and able? And you scored yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. Revisit that every single week. Like Sunday is our day of reflection. Are you still ready, willing, and able? And then today we're talking about our why. Part of being ready, willing, and able is knowing why you're doing something in the first place. So right now I'm going to ask you, what is it that you value? What is important to you? And really dig down here. What is most important to you in life and why? Is it your family? Is it being healthy? Is it your career? Is it being the best that you can be? Is it living with integrity? Is it being honest? Is it being authentic? There's no shortage of things that could potentially be on this list of what's important to you. But take some time. This is part of your owner's manual. Write in it, in your journal, what is important to you and why. And then the second part of this is, what kind of person do you want to be and why? Do you want to be a person who follows through with what they said they were going to do? Do you want to be a person who leads by example? Do you want to be a person who prioritizes their health and wellness? Do you want to be a fun person, a happy person? Again, possibilities are endless, but it's important that you really know who you are so we can change if needed or make sure we're living in alignment with what's important to us and what kind of person we want to be. So when you have your answers to what's important to you and what kind of person you want to be, then we need to ask, am I living up to these values? And for a lot of us, the answer is no. And that's okay, right? Because now we're getting some clarity, we're getting some awareness. Maybe I'm not doing what I said I was going to do. And when we don't do that, when we have these values, but we have these actions, the space in between is where we start to feel a little icky and we start to get down on ourselves. It's because we're not showing up for ourselves the way that we know we can and the way that we know is going to make us feel our best. I don't want to say the word should, but when we don't do what we believe or feel in our gut to be right, our bodies show it, and we're living in this disconnect. Knowing what's important to us gives us direction and purpose in our life. When you live in accordance with your values, life just starts to flow because you're having to do less thinking and decision making, and you're just doing what's automatically right for you. And I want to clarify what's right for you, because what's right for Beth might be different from Jonelle, which is different from Sylvia, because actually all 3 of these women are in different stages of life. So this can change. This is a moving target for a lot of us. But your actions match your values, the 5 whys. So I'm going to ask you a series of whys and give you an example of how this exercise might look for you. We're going to really figure out what got you here and what's the real motivating factor. So if I ask you, why did you sign up for Lift to Get Lean? Let's use the sample example of, I want to lose weight. So number 1, why? Why do I want to lose weight? Because I want to fit into a smaller size of pants. Number 2, why? But why do I want to fit into a smaller size of pants? Because when I'm wearing smaller pants, I think I will look better. Okay, number 3, why? But why do I want to look better? Because when I look good, I feel good about myself. Number 4, why? But why do I want to feel good about myself? Because when I feel good about myself, I'm more assertive and more confident. Now the 5th why, this is the money why. But why do I want to feel more assertive and more confident? Because when I'm more assertive and more confident, I'm in control and better able to get what I want out of life. So this is huge. You think you signed up to lose weight and to fit into a smaller size of pant and look better. But what you really want is to be more assertive and more confident and get what it is that you really want out of life. That's why we need to know our values. What do you want? So take some time today and really get clear. And maybe it doesn't happen today. Maybe you need to take a couple days to think about this stuff. There's a lot of insight you can gather about yourself when you drill down and think about, who am I? What's important to me? How do I want to show up in the world? And why am I really here? And you're going to revisit your why at least once a week. On Sunday, you're going to check in. Am I still ready, willing, and able? Has something changed? Do I need to change something in terms of what I'm expecting of myself? Or do I need to kick it up a notch? You're going to check in again with your why. Why am I doing this? Because these first 2 weeks, including prep week and the next week, it's fun, it's exciting. Y'all are still fired up from having wonky schedules over the holidays. Now we're getting back to normal routine. We want to feel good. We want to do good. But by weeks 4 and 5, it's not going to feel the same way. It's going to be, I got to meal prep again. I got to get my plan together again. And the novelty is worn off. And in order to get through that, in order to get through the monotony of that, you have to remember why you signed up. Our why is going to be our constant source of, as much as I hate to say it, motivation. And we'll talk about why motivation doesn't work, but it's your reason and it's your purpose to keep on going even when you don't want to. When you want to take the easy way out and not meal prep and just wing it, you know that you have a deeper desire to be more and do more than just wing it. So take some time today, think about it. I will type some questions up in the comments section of this video. So today's kind of a big day to journal. Think about the questions I asked you in this morning's post. Think about the questions I'm asking you in this video. And this is just setting the stage for a little bit more mindset work that will be sprinkled out throughout our entire program. But keep up the great work. Remember, tonight is the first night that we're going to be posting macro screenshots. Please do not feel any anxiety around this. We're going to want to see the grams screen. Don't worry if you don't hit your numbers. I don't expect anyone to be hitting their numbers today. Those of you who have already gotten close or are hitting your numbers, that's insane. Congratulations, but those of you who haven't, please know that's not normal. So don't worry about what they're doing. Continue to focus on you. When we look at your numbers, we will respond some way. We'll either give you a thumbs up, we'll give you a comment. If we notice something like standing out, we'll see what we can do to help you. And we can't help you unless we know what's going on. So don't be afraid to put macros that are a total mess in the group. You will not be alone. I guarantee you, you will not be alone. Keep entering all the stuff. Because just because you don't enter it doesn't mean you don't eat it, right? So if you have a handful of your child's vanilla wafers, you need to put that handful of vanilla wafers into your Fitness Pal. And you could realize a few things. Number one, oh, I could totally eat a handful of vanilla wafers. Or, okay, that vanilla wafers just blew something out of the water and it totally was not worth it. Next time I'm not going to do that. I don't know, right? What's important to you? Having some vanilla wafers? I mean, it's just like, this is all so individual. You want to just make decisions that fit who it is that you want to be. Once you start doing that, it's easy. The hard part is figuring out who do you want to be. But yeah, we will respond to everybody. If we don't respond to you tonight, know that we'll get back to you in the morning, because a lot of you guys won't post till like 9 o'clock at night, and you know, I like to get off social media before 9 o'clock at night just so I can sleep well. I encourage you to do the same. Remember that this is a learning process. Give yourself some grace. give yourself some time and just keep doing the best that you can. Remember, 1% better every single day. That does not mean perfect macros every day, right? That's actually the opposite of 1% better every single day. Have questions, or let me know if you have any questions, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye, you guys.